Mount Rushmore, one of America's most iconic landmarks, is a monumental sculpture carved into the granite face of Mount Rushmore in the Black Hills region of South Dakota. This masterpiece, which features the 60-foot heads of four United States presidents, George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln, symbolizes the birth, growth, development, and preservation of the nation. The concept of Mount Rushmore was conceived in the early 1920s by Doane Robinson, a South Dakota historian who sought to promote tourism in the region. Robinson envisioned a colossal sculpture that would attract visitors to the Black Hills, a region already steeped in rich Native American history and natural beauty. Initially, Robinson proposed that the sculpture depict famous figures from the American West, such as explorers Lewis and Clark, Oglala, Lakota Chief Red Cloud, and frontiersman Buffalo Bill Cody. However, this idea evolved significantly under the influence of sculptor Gutzon Borglum, who ultimately was responsible for the final design. Gutzon Borglum, a Danish-American artist known for his work on the Confederate memorial carving on Stone Mountain in Georgia, was brought on board in the year 1924. Borglum had grander visions for the monument, aspiring to create a national shrine that would capture the essence of American ideas. He proposed depicting four presidents who played pivotal roles in American history, those being George Washington as the nation's founder, Thomas Jefferson representing the expansion of the country through the Louisiana Purchase, Theodore Roosevelt symbolizing the development of the United States and its emergence as a world power, and Abraham Lincoln embodying the preservation of the nation through the Civil War. The site for the sculpture was selected on Mount Rushmore, named after Charles E. Rushmore, a New York lawyer who visited the area in the year 1885. The mountain, known as Six Grandfathers by the Lakota Sioux, was chosen for its height, which was 5,725 feet. Smooth granite face and southern exposure would provide ample sunlight for carving. The location also offered a stunning view that would awe visitors and create a lasting impression. Securing funding for the project was a significant challenge. Initial funding came from the South Dakota state legislature, which had appropriated $250,000. However, this was insufficient for the colossal undertaking. To garner federal support, Borglum and Robinson lobbied Congress and President Calvin Coolidge, who was vacationing in the Black Hills in 1927. Their efforts paid off, and Congress authorized matching funds, ultimately contributing around $836,000 to the project. Construction of Mount Rushmore began on October 4th, 1927, with the dynamiting of the rock face. The project required a blend of artistry and engineering, involving approximately 400 workers, including miners, sculptors, and laborers. Despite the dangerous working conditions, hanging from harnesses and using dynamite, there were no fatalities during the construction. Borglum utilized a technique called pointing, a traditional sculpting method scaled up for the massive proportions of Mount Rushmore. A scale model of the monument at a 1:12 ratio guided the workers, who used a pointing machine to ensure accurate measurements and proportions. Dynamite was employed to remove large quantities of rock, and finer details were carved using jackhammers and hand tools. The carving of Mount Rushmore was an ongoing process, with each presidential face unveiled sequentially. George Washington's likeness was completed and dedicated on July 4th, 1930. Thomas Jefferson's face, initially planned to be on Washington's right, was moved to the left due to unsuitable rock quality and completed in the year 1936. Theodore Roosevelt's image was dedicated in 1939, and Abraham Lincoln's face was finished in the year 1937. However, work on the monument continued until 1941, when it was halted due to the United States' entry into World War II. Gutzon Borglum passed away in March of 1941, leaving his son Lincoln Borglum to oversee the final stages of the project. Although the original design included more detailed depictions of the presidents down to their waist, time and funding constraints led to the completion of just the heads. The monument was declared completed on October 31st, 1941. Mount Rushmore quickly became a symbol of American patriotism and a testament to the nation's ideals of freedom and democracy. It attracted millions of visitors, becoming a significant tourist destination and a source of pride for Americans. The monument has also played a role in popular culture, featuring in movies, literature, and art, further cementing its place in the national consciousness. Despite its iconic status, Mount Rushmore has been the subject of numerous controversies, particularly regarding its location in the Black Hills, a region sacred to the Lakota Sioux. The Treaty of Fort Laramie in 1868 granted the Black Hills to the Sioux, but the discovery of gold in that area led to an influx of settlers and the subsequent seizure of land by the U.S. government. The Lakota have long sought the return of the Black Hills, viewing the monument as a symbol of the U.S. government's broken promises and cultural encroachment. In response to these concerns, the Crazy Horse Memorial was conceived as a counterpoint to Mount Rushmore, initiated by the Lakota chief Henry Standing Bear and sculptor Korczak Zilikowski in 1948. The memorial aims to honor the legacy of the Oglala Lakota leader Crazy Horse. The project is still under construction and, once completed, will be the largest sculpture in the world. Today, Mount Rushmore continues to be a major tourist attraction, drawing over 2 million visitors annually. The site offers various amenities, including a visitor center, a museum, and educational programs that provide insights into the monument's history and significance. Special events, such as Independence Day celebrations and cultural festivals, further enhance the visitor experience. The history of Mount Rushmore is a story vision of perseverance and controversy. From its conception by Doane Robinson to its realization under Gutzon Borglum's guidance, the monument reflects the aspirations and the ideas of the United States. As Mount Rushmore continues to inspire awe and provoke reflection, it remains a powerful symbol of the American experience, embodying both the nation's triumphs and its ongoing challenges.